It's time for me to take accountability for my actions, you know, and I'm doing just that now. And I just want to let y'all know, when y'all see me looking like this.
So yes, Ryme Nation family, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing good today. So yes, Ryme Nation family, news have emerged that CMR was arrested and charged after he alleged to have molested stepdaughter Ryme Nation family. So now in a Ryme Nation family, this case take another turn in a look good on CMR known at all in a Ryme Nation family. So it is alleged by CMR that he went to his stepdaughter's room wherein he saw her playing with herself, Ryme Nation family, and he yelled at her to get back to bed. This is from the court documents, Ryme Nation family. So after he yelled at her to get back to bed, he went and got the other kids ready for school. So now in a Ryme Nation family, the incident that prompt all of this when CMR get arrested is wherein it is alleged that he went to the stepdaughter's room. This is from the stepdaughter. And he touched her on the breast. And after that, he picked her up off the bed and bring her to the foot of the bed, wherein he draw down her pants. However, it is alleged that she was wearing a underwear. So the young lady went and spoke to somebody. She didn't want CMR to get in any trouble in her Ryme Nation family. And she never wanted them to look at her as a bad person. She only wanted to speak to a adult so that adult could tell CMR to stop doing that because it's not right. And she don't feel comfortable with that. You see me? So it seems like she spoke to a teacher and the teacher end up, or the person end up, inform the police about the incident. That's how CMR was arrested, Ryme Nation family. And him say, yo, this little kid is a good kid. Then him turn around and say, yo, the kid is a liar. So the kid is a liar. You see me? So I came across, a video on TikTok with a young lady read over the court documents, Ryme Nation family. So I'm going to make you take a look at the video. Leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section and tell me what you think about this one. People been a call Chrissy Yamed and I say, yo, the amount of things where CMR do to her and she still stay with him. While some people say she's strong like the Rock of Gibraltar. While some people are bash her and I say, yo, why she go end up bail CMR for 7,500? You see me? And it seems like she know that this man been a molest the stepdaughter and she not do anything about it. All these are from people across social media. You see me? So if you're new to the Ryme Nation channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Whenever you guys subscribe to the channel, helps the channel to grow and helps YouTube to push the channel out there. So leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section and tell me what you think about this. Do you guys think that CMR molest his stepdaughter? Just leave your opinions down in the comment section and tell me what you think about it. So take a look at the video.
It should be noted that Dash was sleeping on the bed beside her. The child was wearing a spaghetti strap tank top and long pajamas. It should be noted that there are a total of 4 female children in the household, with the victim being the oldest. There is a baby monitor camera in the bedroom, but it only shows live video. It does not save recordings. This is accessible via an application on Dash's phone. She believes Dash also has access to it as well. The information was provided by Dash. Dash agreed to the forensic interview and I transported her to the child center. A forensic interview was completed with the child protection team at Howard Phillips Center for Children. I attempted to make contact with the suspect at his residence around 21 hours, but it was negative. The DCF placed the children under a safety plan where they remained with a family friend and would not be allowed to return to the home until a later time. At 8:20 hours on November 2nd, 2024, I, along with Officer Callisto and Officer Kashida, made contact with the suspect at his residence. I presented the information about the allegations to him. He indicated that there are cameras in the bedroom. It would show he never went to the room. But the camera doesn't record CMR. Come on. The explanation he provided was that yesterday morning he went to the room to wake up the victim and she was on the floor playing with herself. The suspect stated when he saw that, he yelled at her to get back into bed. He then went to get the other kids ready for school. He indicated that this was not the first time this has happened. He advised that he is a Dash based on his social media account. He believes the victim is a good kid and is smart and does not cause issue. He later indicated she was a liar and has stated in the past to a family friend that he has concerns that she would make lies against him. But you said that she was good, CMR. He used the example that she once told the police that she did not see Chrissy hit him, but she saw him hit Chrissy. They redacted it, but I know that's what it is. So this is the domestic violence charge. And he was arrested for domestic violence. Based off the investigation, Cushane Carter was placed under arrest. He was placed in my department-issued handcuffs, which were double-locked and checked for proper fit. Cushane was transported to Apopka Police Department and then to the Orange County BRC without incident. My department-issued body-worn camera was on and active for the entire event. On November 2nd, 2024, Officer Kashida with the Apopka Police Department was notified of this case by Detective Shah. I responded to Dash in Apopka. Upon arrival, I assisted Detective Shah interviewing Cushane Carter. I read Cushane his Miranda warnings off my department-issued Miranda card prior to any questioning, to which he stated he understood and was willing to answer questions. Detective Shah's probable cause is as follows. On November 1st, 2024, at 13:17 hours, this case was referred over to the Apopka Police Department from Detective Tally at Hosihi Police Department. The incident involves a child making a disclosure about sexual molestation that occurred this morning. At 14:19 hours, I went to the school and made contact with the 13-year-old victim. The child agreed to speak with me about the incident from this morning. I asked her what happened, and she disclosed that Cushane, which they say Dash, but that's him, had come into her bedroom in the morning and touched her shoulders and her breast area over her clothing. She stated he then picked her up and placed her on the floor of her bedroom at the foot of her bed. The child said he then pulled down her pants to her knees and then stopped and pulled them back up. She was wearing underwear at the time. The child stated this has happened twice before, once approximately 6 months ago and then last year around the winter time. On those occasions, he only touched her over the breast with his hands. The child appeared to be forthcoming but did not want Dash to get into trouble because she did not want Dash to think he is a bad person. She ultimately wanted an adult to speak to him, to told him not to do this anymore. So that is it, guys. That is the arrest report of Cushane and the allegations against him and molestation with his stepchild. So that's it. 100% as is, and you could find it on Voice of the Victims.
Law and court. I conduct court evaluations, and I used to work at the child abuse center in like 3 states. So I do forensic interviews. In the forensic,
And she has a whole PhD.
okay, all right, okay. If the forensic interview, in the forensic interview, we have to ask them detailed questions, and there's 2 parts to it. One part, a forensic pediatrician does a physical examination. It's kind of what they refer to in shows as like rape kits. So the child unfortunately has to take pictures of their body to see if there's any bruises. They check them physically. They ask them what happened. And then there's a psychological part where we do a full interview where we ask them what happened and they have to detail it. And we ask very detailed, graphic questions. So the fact that after she did the forensic interview, because they said they brought her to do the forensic interview, the fact that after that, they went ahead and arrested him, that means that whatever she told them during the forensic interview and their findings from that, this happened, people. Like, it's just no way around it. It's not just that the cops took her statement, because I was listening out for that. I wanted to see if she did a forensic interview. And the fact that she did a forensic interview, which means she talked to multiple professionals, both medical and psychological, and we know what to ask. We don't just say like the cops do, what happened? No, we have to ask detailed questions. So the fact that they all
No, we have
decided,
it already. Rocky 30, we already read it. We read it already. Raylan is just explaining it and how them conduct the interview. Keep going,
yes.
Raylan. That's Rocky, my answer.
So the fact that we asked them where to touch, we asked them to show on dolls, like we have these things that we call anatomically correct dolls and drawings, and we asked them
But
to
one
show
question.
us.
She's 13. Would you ask a 13-year-old those things or just a younger child? Because she's
It doesn't
13.
matter, all of them,
All of
because we
them.
have to
Okay.
have graphic, like we have to have visual. It can't just be verbal. So we have to have the papers where they draw it, like on a body, like we have naked bodies and naked dolls, and they have to show us exactly what happened so that
Okay.
we can report it. So the fact that at this point they made this decision after she did a forensic interview, this is not a play thing. She had to speak to a bunch of professionals, which I feel for her because it's such a grueling process. This little girl has talked to so many strangers since this has been reported. And she has been photographed. Her body has been looked at by doctors to see if there's any bruising inside and out. Guys, this is horrible. This is horrible.
And all of this was done in a day. So for it to be done in a day and then the next day they arrested him,
Yes,
what does,
that
from your
means,
professional opinion, what you have to say
listen,
about that?
this means that whatever they told the cops from the forensic report, it was serious. For them to act immediately and for the judge to say he cannot go back to the residence because the listed victim resides there, this is very, very serious. This is not a plaything. They went through the entire steps of corroborating what she said.
Less than 24 hours because it was
Yes.
1,400 hours. That's 2 o'clock. And by
Yes.
10 a.m. the next day, he was in custody. That's
They
less than
acted.
24 hours.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You see, especially when the child lives in the home with the perpetrators, we are supposed to act very quickly because we
Okay.
cannot have them in that home. And the parents cannot bring them to these forensic interviews because we don't want any undue influences.
Mm-hmm. So from your professional opinion, right? She said she just wanted somebody to talk to him to let him stop.
That's what they
What?
say, because here's the thing. He
Go
raised
ahead.
her. He raised her. And the thing that a lot of these kids also think about is this is going to hurt mommy. This is their sibling's father. This is not something like I said this on Sunday. I need you guys to understand that this is something that happens a lot. This is not something that is novel. This is not something that is new. The person who hurts children are typical of the people who are closest to them. He must have been grooming her and had her to the point where she trusted him. He's a father figure, so she trusted him. And this is very common for kids not to report these things. A lot of times they worry about the financial situation of the family, how this is going to affect their siblings, how this is going to affect their mother. So I'm not surprised that that's what she said, and this is her response.
So that's very common with
Yes,
children her
because they
age.
harbor a lot of guilt. Whenever we ask them the question of what is the reason, they harbor a lot of guilt and feel responsible for if the family falls apart.